Hello and welcome to the Prisma ORM Query Fundamentals course. My name is Xander. This tutorial is part of a whole course playlist, which you can access for free on YouTube. For deeper learning, the extended course is available for purchase at Udemy. You'll find all the resources and links in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly promotions, discounts, and Udemy course giveaways. So we've now taken a look at a basic example working with one-to-many and one-to-one relationships. So that just leaves us now with handling many-to-many relationships. Right, so what we're going to try and do here is to create an endpoint which will allow us to accept a new user's order. So we're going to make the assumption that we have a new user and they make a new order. So we need to capture the user details for that order. We need to capture the order details for that order the user is creating, and we need to capture the actual products that they are trying to purchase. To do this, we need to understand the relationships that we have between the tables. So we have a one-to-many to orders. We can't create an order unless there is a user. So we'll probably need to insert a user to start this process, and then we'll probably need to create an order. All right, so once we have that in place, we can then go ahead and define the products that are related to that order. Because again, we have a one-to-many to the order product link table. So we'll then go ahead and create the products that the customer is trying to order. Now, what's important here is that the products must already exist because we have a one-to-many from products to order products. So we need to make sure that the product exists before we can actually build an order for a user. And then, of course, because we're going to need a product, we need to make sure that the category exists in order for us to make a product. If you have been watching along step by step, hopefully this doesn't seem like a massive burden to understand because we have been slowly looking at the different relationships, and hopefully we're familiar with the requirements based upon the relationships that we've created in our design thus far. Now, this is really easy, particularly if you've watched the previous tutorials, because all we need to remember is that we have defined reverse relations in our schema. So if we take a look at our schemas, let's start from the user. Let's start from the user. So in our user schema, we have the reverse relation set here to orders. Okay, so that's potentially how we're going to be able to insert a new user and specify orders. But in actual fact, what we're going to do here is we're going to build a multi-step process. We're going to start with creating a new user because we know that we need a user in order to create an order. So we create a user first, and then what we would do is we use that information to then help us build the order. But we make this into a two-step process. So once we've created the user, we'll then create the order with the user's details. Now, inside the orders, we have the reverse relation set to the order product table. And that's how we're going to then easily supply information for orders and the order product table. Now, I'm going to make the assumption that products already exist. We'll take a look at that when we take a look at the UI. Maybe we need to add some products for this. But that's the basic workflow. We're going to create a two-step process. First of all, create the user, store that in a variable, and then we can use that information to populate the new order record. And then we'll use the reverse relation details to tell Prisma that when we create this order, to populate the link table. Remember, this link table stores the order ID and then the product that's associated to that order. And of course, there might be multiple products that's purchased, so there might be multiple records inserted into the order products table related to the order. So I've named this endpoint users orders. Okay, so that's our endpoint, and then we go ahead and just capture the data from the client that's found in the request body. Now, notice that we don't have any data related to the orders table because at the moment the orders table is nice and small. Maybe you want to expand that based upon your particular scenario, but we don't actually have any information we need to insert because the foreign key is going to be automatically generated from the user we create. Created at and updated at will just be automatically created with the timestamps, and then the primary key is also then generated automatically. What we will need to supply are the products so that we can identify what products the order is associated to. And of course, the quantity of that product that's being purchased. So that's all going to be nested in the products array. Right, so let's start off with step one. We'll create a new user, so we'll just use the create method like we've done before. Remember, this time we need to select the user table because we want to create a new user. So we extract our data that's been sent by the client, username, email, password. Now, in this scenario, we'll just go in with what we've got here, but realistically, we would want to hash and secure the password details as well as maybe the email. So we're just going to store it in plain text, but just to make a point that we shouldn't really store this sensitive information in the database in plain text. Right, so step two then. So you can see we're going to create this multi-step process. Now, this information is going to be stored in our variable user. So we're going to be able to extract that information and use it to actually create the order details, because we need to know or Prisma needs to know the user ID information to build that connection between users and the orders record. So that's going to be populated via the user details for the user we've just created, so user.id. And then we need to supply the order products. So importantly here, if we go back into our schema in order, this is a reference to our relation we have with the linked table in our many-to-many relationship between orders and products. So we refer to that, and then Prisma then knows, that we then need to populate that new table. So we use create again, and we go ahead and map all of the products that might be provided there into our linked table. Like I said, it's important to remember that we can't insert products unless a product exists. So just be careful that before you test this out in your UI, that you have some products and you know the IDs, the primary keys of those products. Right, so we do want to make sure that all this data is returned. So we use include to make sure that is the case, to include all the information, to return it back when we do return it back. So step 3, I guess, is to send back the response. So notice here we're sending back the user and order. We are creating two separate queries essentially here. So we return back both details. We haven't seen that before, so that's how you're going to send back both details. And of course, order is going to include the information that we're inserting into our link table in the many-to-many relationship. If there is a problem, we'll just go ahead and catch it and return a 400 or 500 status. Okay, so let's see this in action. First of all, let's find the container, move into our container and build the documentation for this. So run node swagger.js. So that should build the documentation so we can refresh and now see, hopefully, users' orders. So that's the new endpoint. Doesn't really provide us much information there, does it? Not very useful, but let's try this out. Right, so remember, as I keep saying, that you're going to need some products. So there is an endpoint for that. So maybe you go ahead and build a product first. Now, I think I already have some data in my database. So we're going to test this out. So here's the code. Remember, use your friendly AI coding partner to create the endpoint data for you. It's a lot quicker. So we're going to create a new user, John Doe, secure 123, and then we're going to provide the product details. So here we're going to connect the order to product ID 1, whatever product that is. This customer is ordering 2 of those, and whatever product ID number 2 is, it's going to order 1 of those. Now remember, we do have Prisma Studio. So if you want to start up Prisma Studio and take a look at the data, go ahead and do that if you're not too sure what data is inserted into your database. But like I said, if you don't have any data, just use some of the other endpoints to create some data. Right, so let's give that a go. It does look like it was successful. Happy days. So the products did exist, and we now have a new user, and they have now made an order. So we can see the order ID 1, user ID 1, and then we can see the products that they ordered. What might be nice is if you have a go at trying to create an endpoint, which will allow clients to create a promotion event and assign that event to multiple products all in one endpoint. this is probably a little bit easier than the endpoint we've just created, because we simply need to create a new promotion event, use the reverse relation to populate the product promotion events table, but just make sure that there are products in your database before you do that. So there we go. We've now seen a basic example of one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many inserts.